Hi, everyone. All right, I'm going to go over our week. We've got a lot of things going on, so I just wanted to create. There's little videos throughout that help explain, but I wanted to create one big one that just kind of talks about the whole week. So here, Monday is a regular day. Tuesday is election day, so please go and vote. The kids will have no school that day. Students and staff are off. Wednesday, we have our math benchmark. There's a special schedule to where students, so Wednesday's math, Thursday's reading, Friday is writing. So I am only going to see your child on Zoom whenever they are testing. So if they are a morning tester, I will only see them for those 2 hours in the morning. If they are an afternoon tester, I will only see them at, it's a little bit early, instead of 12:05, we're starting at 12. I'm only going to see them from 12 to 2. So the only time again that they're getting on Zoom is during their tests so I can monitor while they do their test. If they're not testing, so let's say that they're a morning tester, in the afternoon, they'll be done. So in the afternoon, that's when they're working on their asynchronous lessons. And that's what I have that I'm about to go over. So for our math benchmark, math is going to cover everything from place value to fractions to decimals, everything that we've talked about so far in math. Reading, they'll have several different passages with comprehension questions. Friday, this is part 2 of our writing. So the first part was back in October that we just did, where the students wrote their own paper. This one, they're going to be given other people's writing, and they're going to have mistakes and things like that that the kids are going to need to correct. During the reading and the writing, students can use a dictionary. So if you have a dictionary at your house, please have that ready for them to go. There are several questions where it'll ask them, what does this word mean? Or like in the writing test, they'll have several questions about correct spelling. If they have a dictionary, they can look it right up. If you don't have one, if you want to consider getting one, I know you can get the dollar store, I'm sure has them, places that are, not very expensive, and they can be able to use those. All right, so morning meeting, I have our books and our Go Noodle there. So we'll start each morning. Everybody can join the morning meeting at 7:30 to 8, and then this is optional. And then if you're an afternoon tester, at 8 o'clock, you'll go start working on your activities while the rest of us start the testing, and then we'll see you again at 12. All right, so math. So math this week, our first lesson, we're going to, like I said, Monday's going to be a regular day. We're going to work with times 10 and 1/10 the value. We did the same lesson with whole numbers. Now we're applying what we learned then with decimals. Tuesday, again, no school. Wednesday, we will not have any math because we will be doing math all day on our, or for those 2 hours with our test. So there's no math lesson this day. On Thursday, students are going to watch this video, and then they're going to have independent work is on Google Classroom, and it's on decimals on a number. So we'll be looking at tenths and hundredths on a number line. On Friday, students will have an asynchronous lesson on adding and subtracting decimals. So here they're going to watch this video, and they're going to look at the different rules for how you add and subtract decimals. And then same thing, they have independent work on Google Classroom. And this Google Classroom assignment, this is the same assignment all week. It has different pages for each day. So once they're done with it, they'll just exit out of it, and then the next day they'll reopen it on Google Classroom, and then they'll just continue on whatever day that is. For reading this week, we're going to do some review of poetry. So here we're going to review the vocabulary. We're going to talk about how we can visualize images. And then Tuesday, no school. Wednesday, we're going to start looking at, we're reading this poem called How the Leaves Came Down. And this is all on Seesaw. And so here they'll do questions 1 through 4 for their independent work. And then On Thursday, we will not have a reading lesson because that's the day that we'll have our reading test. And then Friday, we'll continue with the poem, How Leaves Came Down, on Seesaw, and they'll answer questions 5 through 8. When they're done, let me go back to math. When they're done with their math, they can go to the math choice board. When they're done with their reading, they can go to the reading choice board, or they can read a personal book. For writing this week, we are going to continue talking about how we introduce, when we're writing for opinion writing, how we write introductions. So we've been talking about starting off with a question, starting off with a funnel, starting off with anecdote. So those 3 types we're going to continue practicing this week. So we'll do that. And then same thing for Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then the Seesaw, everything's on Seesaw. So Seesaw pages, we're doing 1 through 3 on Monday, 4 through 5 on Wednesday, 6 through 7 on Thursday. And on within those, there's the opinion writing with the introduction practice. But then there is also a section that's going to be like what they'll do on their test for writing on Friday, to where they will go and practice like a little small prompt where they're answering the same types of questions that they'll see on Friday, just for some extra practice of what that'll look like on Friday. And then lunch and recess, I'm actually going to change this to 12 because we are starting my afternoon group. We're starting at 12. So lunch and recess, you can kind of adjust it as needed, but I need my afternoon testers. I need you guys on at 12. The morning testers, you guys will test from 8 to 11. I put my students that have accommodations for extra time. I put you in the morning just in case if we need that extra time, we can go up until our scheduled lunchtime. And then if we need even more time, we can have you guys rejoin at 12 and continue with the afternoon group. So that extra hour there is just for students with extra time. All right, science, we are continuing talking about weathering, erosion, and deposition. So that's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Each of these days has a little piece of, it's one Seesaw lesson, but there's different pages. So Monday, we're going to look at the first 2 pages. Wednesday, you'll look at pages 3 through 5. Thursday, you'll look at pages 6 through 8. Friday, you'll look at pages 9 through 12. And on each of those pages, same for the writing and the reading and the science, all of those Seesaw, I put everything on Seesaw because they have everything recorded on each of the pages. So make sure you're listening to those recordings as you work on the pages, because I'm going over what it says and directions going further. The only thing I didn't record is social studies, because social studies, we're used to this layout here. We're going to work with week 12 on Google Classroom. And so the recording of the text is already there on the slide. So I didn't re-record over that. So social studies is there. And then I need to change this. All right, so then here, let me change. We're not going to have our intervention this week due to testing. So students will have, they know how to get on to, there's a link. Which one is it? There it goes. All right. There's a link on Google Classroom that says virtual classroom, and it takes them to, there's a page on there for some STEAM activities that they can work on if they'd like to do that, and all sorts of books and different fun things that they can go to. And then here's our special schedule. Make sure, I need students to make sure, especially my morning ones that are going to be only on Zoom for the morning, make sure you look on here on the agenda and make sure you pay attention to what STEAM or what specials we go to for that day. And make sure you're keeping an eye on the time so that you get to specials on time. Okay. All right. Again, Make sure you're looking at those Seesaw videos because they have, like I said, recordings of what exactly we're doing. That's for reading, writing, and science. The math, the videos are right here to watch. And make sure you look at those Seesaw messages about whether you're a morning tester or an afternoon tester. And since Monday is a regular day, we'll have more time to go over it. And I'll talk to everybody about it more then. But I just wanted to send this out since this is going to be a very different week. So, again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.